Welcome back to part 2 of my project, Student Volunteer Group. In the previous part, as you may remember, I had showed you my tables. I showed you my forms I created from them tables. And I showed you my reports. In this one I'm going to show you how the previous combo boxes work in the forms, how my queries. I showed you how my captions and validation rules work in the tables. The caption was just basically to make it easier for the user to understand what each table meant, and the validation rule was so they couldn't do something that was out of the ordinary. I'll just give you an example of that. My placement table, I have hours per week, so a student can't work any more than 40 hours a week. I'll just show you this now in design view. For hours per week, I have that's less than or equal to 40. So if I go into the sheet view and I come in here and I type in 50, I should get an error message. My validation text is legal number of hours. Okay. Then if I type in 20, everything's perfect. It's very easy, but makes the long rules more efficient. So we close it now and we go into the forms and we look at the combo boxes. So first of all we click say on the college. So college ID the name. So basically what the specialism does is if you click on that it gives you the options. So computing, accounting, business, science, art, electronics, culinary arts, nursing and medicine. The whole purpose of these combo boxes is basically that you can only select what you need, not what you don't, not write in irrelevant information, which is the beauty of databases. So we close that. There'll be a few more of them in other forms as well if you'd like to look through them. And then we'll just click on the menu that I have to form. This is brilliant because it makes it very easy to get around the database without any errors. So if you click on the charity form, it brings you the charity form. College form brings you the college form. If you want to click on your charity report, it'll bring up your charity report. And we say placement report. It's not really necessary, but it's very easy for a user to get around. It's lovely, it's because that's the beauty of embedded macros. So we close that there now. Now we want to look at our queries. I said college graduates greater than 1,000. So this gives you a list of all the graduates that have greater than 1,000. As you can see, there's no one that's less than 1,000 in this. I'm just going down to the design view, and you can see that's where my relationships work with my college and my course. And you can see then that I have here an annual number of graduates greater than 1,000. So if we go into the course and we go into the college, just show that there's more graduates that, like here's 800 that weren't being shown on the report, but very lot had over 1,000. But as I showed you in my ERDs in the previous video, that's where my queries were designed off. Let's have a quick look over that again. As you can see, the placement table is the most hectic table, with so much coming in and going out of it. With the mentor is the placement is overseen by the mentor, the placement supports the charity facilitates the placement. The student undertakes the placement is undertaken by it. So this is a very, very key one in my database. That's the beauty of ERDs for the user as well, that they can just look at the ERD and they can see everything they need, how it works, to get gist before you build. It's a very useful technique. So we'll just minimize that. And now we'll have a look down here. You can also make reports of queries. I'll show you a quick example now. I have here a placement overview and a placement analysis, attendance analysis. So we'll just have a quick look at the placement overview. And it wants a parameter, so it was satisfactory. Okay. Now, as you can see, their attendance was satisfactory, their performance was satisfactory, there was no comment in, and their average hours per week was 27.78. I must admit that I did make a bit of a mistake with my data. As you see, this isn't very accurate. But as you're making your data from master blank, you can see where you've made mistakes in your data. The database shows up these things very quickly with queries, which is what you have to love and hate about databases at the same time. We can all learn from our mistakes from it. And that's just a different type of report to look at. And if you just want to look at my relationships up here, you can see this is the whole key of how a database works. Everything has to be related. So as you can see from the ERD, you can now see from the ERD, see the charity is placed to the placement, student to the placement, mentor to the placement, course to the student. And if you want to go back again and look at the ERD, you can see where these match and how they're relevant. You can see the charity to the placement, the mentor to the placement, the student to the placement. It makes the whole database work properly. Now I hope you learned a lot from my videos. I'd like to thank you for tuning in.